Right then, welcome back to the channel. Let's have a look at the 5 things that we learned watching that last night. And of course, we're starting with Amad Diallo. Amad all round did not actually have his absolute best game in a United shirt, but he was often the only player that looked like he was capable of making things happen. He seems to have developed this knack, of scoring big goals in big moments. He's got that clutch gene about him. The reliance on him in just a few short months where he was still not really getting favoured by Erik Ten Hag at the start of the season, to him being undoubtedly our player of the year this year. If you was taking the votes on it today, it's him, and it's not even close. The reliance on him is staggering. He's probably one of the best pressers in the league. He's got the ability to pickpocket literally any player that's out there. He's got this absolute knack of dribbling at pace with that low center of gravity, the lateral movement, the ability to go left or right, which means that he's an absolute nightmare to pin down. He's one of the youngest ever players to score a hat-trick in the at Old Trafford in the league. Like, he's an absolute megastar in the making. And I mentioned it last night on the review with Joe. I think he's the sort of player that Roy Keane would absolutely love. There's obvious levels of skill to what he does, but sometimes those skillful players don't have quite the same grit, determination, energy when you don't have the ball, when it's going the other way. All season, Amad has been getting stuck in duels and winning a serious amount of duels. What an asset it is to have. Not only is he capable of being a match winner for you, not only is he one of the main creators in the team for others, not only is he scoring goals, but he's out here taking the ball off the opposition, making tackles, getting stuck in. Fantastic. And like I said, not his best game overall. Not his best game. I mean, I'm going to do player ratings after this, and he will be getting a high rating because he scored 3 goals that completely changed the game. But he was quieter, and I think he was pushed back a little bit because of the depth of our defensive line. But I'll get into that a little bit later on, I think. Number 2, Zirkzee. So Zirkzee changed the game. His ability to hold up and link play is actually far beyond Hojlund's at this stage. And actually, Zirkzee's not really doing it to the level that he should do because of the size of him. But he suited the game and the way the game was being played. And, I did have him and Howson playing together in the 11 that I picked because I thought it was the sort of game that suited him. His ability to knit play, especially if you put Amad right wing back, I felt was him operating in between the lines was powerful, or potentially powerful. But he aids the progression through the centre of the pitch a lot better. I don't know what Howland's got into his own head about at the moment, where he's trying to play like a 2025 version of Mark Hughes. He ain't that guy. He's not got the skill set to do it. Like, he should focus on being someone that runs in behind, because he can do that. But he seems to have got completely in his own head about wanting to try and get involved in duels, and he's really bad at it. And it's affecting the rest of his game. I think Zirkzee coming off that back line and not trying to engage with the centre halves makes centre halves confused about where to go, how to track him. Do I stay here and hold my line, or do I drop deep and follow him as he tries to pick up the ball in the pocket? That's a big skill set that Zirkzee can offer. But, he tried to do that against Newcastle and got hooked after half an hour because every single ball that came into him ricocheted off his shin. So, does he deserve a start? I think he probably does, because, there's no consequences at the moment for Howland dropping poor performances. He's not getting ragged off after half an hour, and he gets to start every single week. I think the mental fortitude shown by Zirkzee after getting booed, which I didn't agree with at the time, after him getting booed, after him coming back, playing again, scoring the winning penalty against Arsenal, putting in the sort of shift he put in last night, I think you have to show the rest of the team, one, you don't hold a grudge for the Newcastle game, and two, that you can play yourself in and out of the starting 11. And I think that would be a powerful sort of marker to put down for Ruben Amorim. And I think Zirkzee absolutely deserves it. Happy New Year, everyone. With 2025 here, it is the perfect time for a fresh start. We all have a habit that we would love to leave behind, and whether that's nail biting, doom scrolling, or, well, you know the one. Breaking free is tough. But what if I told you that there is a healthier, guilt-free way to fill that void? Introducing Fume, the sponsor of today's video. Fume is a revolutionary flavored air device that lets you replace bad habits with good ones in a natural and satisfying way. There is no nicotine, there are no batteries, there are no toxins. It's just flavored air that's as sleek as it is effective. Fume is crafted with care, it's high quality, it's got a weighted design that feels amazing to use, and it looks great too. Plus, it's not addictive, and making it a perfect alternative for anyone looking to do a fresh start. They've got flavours like cinnamon hearts, black licorice, and the fan favourite, spearmint. There's something for every single person. Spearmint in particular gives you a clean, refreshing sensation. It's perfect for tackling New Year head on. And here's the best part. Fume delivers flavour to your mouth, not your lungs. It's completely vapor-free. You can use it anywhere, at work, in the gym, even during a cozy night in. It's also great for calming anxiety with satisfying snaps, clicks. It's got magnetic interactions to keep your hands busy. Over 300,000 people have already made the switch. Why not make 2025 the year that you join them? Use the code Stephen Howson, that's STEPHENHOWSON, at tryfume.com to get your free Fume topper with the journey pack. Just head to tryfume, that's TRYFUM.com, or scan the QR code on screen. Number 3, Leny Yoro got a bit of a welcome to the Premier League, I think, last night. Sulemana had the game of his life against him and beat him early, and it looked like it rattled him, to be honest. He did give him too much space. He wasn't aggressive or brave enough in engaging him. He did get consistently isolated 1v1 with him with zero help, which can be a lonely place to be against a Premier League winger as a centre-half. I think he'll bounce back, but he has to go and learn from this. It was a tough game for him. He's not been great in his duels in the league so far. He looks fine on the ball, and positionally he looks good. And if he's got to make a tracking tackle back, he's very good at that. But getting like that nitty-gritty stuff that De Ligt kind of thrives with and that Martinez kind of thrives with, he's got to learn that side of the game, because if he's not strong with that, people will start to target him with that, and they'll start to try and play off him and put strong players up against him and try and rattle him a little bit. But I think he'll get through it. He's still very young. Hojlund, he's really struggling in recent games. I don't know if he's improved any aspect of his game since he arrived. He's extremely raw. I think there's some elements to his game that are strong, like his finishing can be strong, but there's all the other things that you've got to do to get to the finish. I don't think he has enough variety in his runs. I don't think he gets across the front post aggressively enough. I think there's elements of his game he's got to really learn. And as I said earlier, he seems really stuck in the idea that he has to be involved in duels. And I think that's hurting us, because he's not winning any of them. Centre-halves, I think, find it very easy to play against him. And I think he would be better suited in not engaging in a duel, not trying to roll opposition centre-halves, instead trying to maybe start his runs a little bit wider, look to come at them from an angle, and not engage in that sort of tussle. You're not Drogba. Stop trying to play like Drogba. Play like the sort of striker you are. He's more of a Michael Owen than he is a Drogba. Use the strengths that you've got and play to them, rather than trying to. I don't mind players adding to the game. In fact, I think it's a positive thing to add to your game. But don't abandon the things that got you to Manchester United in the first place. He's looking poor at the moment, very poor. And like I said, I don't think he can justify a start. And for the entire season, I've been worried about our goals. And it's not getting any better at the moment, I don't think, with the way Hojlund is playing. Would you bank him to get 20, 25 goals? Because I absolutely wouldn't. Game state. Now, under Amorim, especially against lesser opposition, we have struggled more than against teams where we're able to sit back and be the underdog a little bit and maybe have less possession. It is easier to coach being compact and blocking and trying to counter than it is to coach a team to dominate the game. We've held more ball in the bigger games than we ever did under any of our previous managers, which is a positive, even though we've played off the back foot a little bit. Is it a personnel thing? We saw Collier come into midfield and actually improve us last night. Who's going to take the ball and dictate play for us? Can Mainoo be that guy? Can Mainoo and Bruno between them be that guy? Who's going to be the person that's putting in the 80, 90 passes? Is it going to be something that we share across the back line because we've got a back three, and is that the benefit? One of them steps up and becomes that number 6 that's going to dictate play from deep. Who's doing that for us? You know, if you're going to be a team that dominates the ball to the level you see the likes of City do, or even Arsenal do, I see Declan Rice getting on the ball 80, 90 times a game. Who's going to do that for Manchester United in this team? Can it be Mainoo? Or would Mainoo be better suited to be playing a little bit higher up, where that instinct that he's got, you know, that wonderful ability he's got to go past people, would that be better suited there? Because he was poor yesterday. And he's had a quite inconsistent season. I thought the last couple of games he looked really strong, and then he dropped a bit of a stinker where literally Collier came on and was better than him. Is there a case to be made for swapping Bruno and Mainoo around from a tactical point of view? The energy, the sort of that crackhead sort of cutting about that you get from Bruno, would that be better suited alongside Ugarte and let Mainoo kind of be an advanced playmaker that's able to dribble into the box and go past people? Because that's a skill set not many players have got, but Mainoo's got it. Would it be best to utilise it up there? Let me know in the comments what you think on that. That's the 5 things. Player ratings coming out in a little bit. And because of who we're getting linked to, got a scout report coming in the morning. So if you're interested in all of that lot, hit subscribe. And if you want to support the channel a little bit more, get some extra content, then think about becoming a member or a Patreon. Links for those is in the description below. See you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, 5-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.